What's going on, y'all? Back at it. It's 9:41 a.m. and I'm gonna do a little something different today. This is a Strike King crankbait 2.5. I know it's not a swim bait, but this particular bait has caught me hundreds of pounds of largemouth bass. One day, a couple years ago, I don't know, I shattered the bill off the thing. Sad day for me. Fortunately, it was a happy event because it prompted me to want to make my own crankbaits, which ultimately was the start of all of this for me. I'll never throw this away, I'll never get rid of this. But that's not really what we're here to talk about. This is a block of wood. This is a piece of paper, this is a pencil. On this paper, I'm gonna draw something that resembles that, except larger. And I'm going to make it out of this wood. It's gonna be a 2-piece. And it'll kind of probably do something like a 10XD does. Since, you know, 10XDs win tournaments all the time every year. What's KVD out there searching for his kicker with? A 10XD. So I'm gonna post a couple progress pics as I go along here, maybe one an hour until I'm done. I plan on knocking this thing out. It's gonna be a 2-piece crankbait, swim bait with a lip, quarter 177 Lexon, because we're gonna be digging some earth with this baby. So back at you soon. There she is. It does have UV resin. If I was gonna, if this was an heirloom for some sacred gift or something, I would have used epoxy. But I just went ahead and put some UV resin on it because I want to fish this thing today. Let's be honest, right? Spent all day making it yesterday. The paint job, I wanted it to come out chartreuse with a little scaling. I went a little heavier on the scaling than I thought I was gonna, but whatever, man. Let's be honest, this thing, they don't have that's the thing. This is, even though it's a bigger crankbait, swim bait type of deal, it's still a crankbait. And I mean, they're not gonna have time to sit there and examine this thing, believe it. I'm gonna be coming down the bank like I had 12 cups of coffee and it's my first time out after the pandemic. Talking about, it's still not fast enough. It's such an exciting way to fish. And I'm so excited that I get to make these things. All right, guys, I am back at the neighbor's pool, ready to do the swim test. For anybody who was following along, I did the Mondo crankbait yesterday. Started with a block of wood. You guys saw me do the drawing. You guys saw it take place every step of the way. We're gonna test that in a minute. Now, to be honest with you, I'm getting better at painting. I mean, I never claimed to be any type of, airbrush expert or some kind of Van Gogh. But I was made for making fishing lures. I mean, that much I'm sure of. Sure as I'm standing here. But I made the best of it. I did what I could with the scaling pattern. It does look good. But since I wasn't happy, 100% happy with the paint job, I went ahead and made another bait. Now, before you say, oh, that looks like a so-and-so shad, stop. I just cut out a shad shape, and I know what it looks like. But after I was done, I said, I know what that looks like. But I had 2 blocks of wood, and I came up with this little shad. I was just making little swim baits yesterday. So we'll tie that on and see how this one swims. And then we'll save the beast for last, So here we go. Got my quick little snap swivel here. Can't even see it, can you? I'll do one more cast with this bad boy here. This thing just, whew. I mean, that to me looks 100% like a dying shadow. Let the ripples drop here. Oof. I'm gonna go ahead and say that that's a good bait. That is a smooth swim bait right there. But before we get too much further, the one that I've been waiting on, and I hope that you've all been waiting on, the monster crankbait from yesterday's feature presentation. Let's do that one more time. Golly. I'll tell you what. That right there. That's gonna catch a fish. A big, ugly fish.